Hey everybody, this is take two of this video. I actually went through this whole video in my pile of vinyl here and realized I had no sound because the battery and this little microphone that I used went out on me during the taping of the last take of this video. And when I went back to look at it in the camera, it had no sound. So now I gotta do it all over again. And you know how hard it is once you think you did it right the first time, now you gotta do it again. But anyway, in this video, I'm going to show you some records that I have been listening to this weekend because I've had a bad weekend. On Friday, I sprained my knee, and it really hurts. and so right now well, on Friday and Saturday it was pretty swollen. I couldn't put weight on it, and so this whole weekend I just been staying here, listening to records, watching a lot of movies because I got to stay off the knee and I can't really go anywhere and be out and about and be on the go. So I had to take it easy this weekend, so that gave me an opportunity to catch up on vinyl, which is actually a good thing. That's been the one benefit of being banged up here is since I can't go anywhere, I catch up on vinyl. It's great. So as I was hopping around on crutches to put a record in the turntable, this is just some of the records that I caught up on. Most of them are from the record show I went to last weekend with Dwayne and Robert. But you know, now that I've had an opportunity to listen more, I can really dive into these albums. And we're going to start with the big one here, the Beatles Anthology. This is the one I got in Davis with Lazarus and Rob. This is a fantastic collection, just fantastic. When I originally bought this album, it was sealed. It was a sealed copy, and I just sort of looked at it for a few days, just sealed, thinking, I know I'm going to tear the shrink wrap off this thing and listen to it. I know me. Because when I buy records, I don't buy them just to hold on to them and then sell them 3 times what I paid for. I buy them to get some use out of them. I buy them to listen to them. So I eventually ripped the shrink wrap off. I did save a sticker. There's a promotional sticker, and I put it back on the top of the bike sleeve. And I gave this a listen, and it's fantastic. It's alternative studio takes of classic Beatles songs like Day in the Life, Penny Lane, Strawberry Fields, and some very rare live recordings from the Beatles from the 60s. So real cool stuff. And it's a tri-gatefold. So, and this is a 3-record set, like I said, and it's a tri-gatefold. And just to give you an idea, I hate that glare. But this is where you can see what it looks like on the inside. So that's the inside. And I'll show you the back here. And there's the back. Real cool album, real cool collection. I'm not a Beatle fanatic. I'm really not. I'm a casual fan of the Beatles. I do love their music though. And this was such a great find. When I saw this at the record fair in Davis, I immediately jumped on it. I didn't even haggle with the guy. Whatever he wanted, I gave him. I think he wanted like 25, 30 bucks for this, and that's what I paid. And I had to have this. That's all I knew. 3-record set. I kind of did the math. Like, I'm basically paying almost $10 a record, but it's the Beatles, and it's a sealed copy, and I love this. And there's one alternative take on here for Strawberry Fields. It says take 7 plus edit piece. At the very end of the song, there is a drum cadence played by Ringo on the floor toms, and then he overdubs it with a beat on the snare and the kick. Sounds fantastic. It just sounds fantastic. It sounds like a train was coming through my room when it was coming out of the speakers. So just a great album, great collection. Really happy I bought it. Beatles Anthology. And another sweet vinyl find from my meeting with Rob and Laz. Sting, Soul Cages. I had this on CD for many, many years. I loved the CD, but the vinyl is so much better. Sound-wise, a huge upgrade compared to CD. The bass notes ring stronger and louder and resonate a little bit longer. The drums sound so much better on here. I mean, not only can you hear the pop of the snare, but you can hear it resonating as if how it sounded if you were inside the recording room. Same thing with the cymbals. The whole kit sounds. You can actually hear the whole kit breathe. Basically, after the note or the drum has been hit, you can hear the resonant as it echoes to the room. It's really fucking cool. It's a huge upgrade over CD. We all know that's it. I don't want to bring up that whole debate what sounds better, CD or album, but in this case, it is the album. The album sounds a lot better on the vinyl, and a lot of my favorite songs like All This Time, Mad About You, Why Should I Cry For You, which sounds sweet on here, and Jeremiah Blues, and my favorite song, The Wild Wild Sea, and the title track, The Soul Cages, they all sound fantastic on here. And this was such a huge upgrade. So glad I got this. So Sting's The Soul Cages. Another record fair purchase, and something I have been looking for months and could never find it, and now it is here. Iron Maiden, Number of the Beast. And these are all records I pretty much showed in the West Coast Connection video, but now that it's home and it's cleaned up and it's blaked, it looks so much better. It looks awesome blaked. This record looks killer blaked. I love the way the Blake sleeve makes the cover come to life here. It's awesome. And here's my thing about buying vinyl. There are certain records that I want to find in the store. Yeah, it's easier to go online or Amazon or wherever and just order someone's copy and wait for it in the mail. But I seem to get a bigger thrill out of going to the record store, crate digging till I finally come up with this. And I had to go to a record fair, to get this, but it was fun to actually dig and find it. I get such a thrill out of that. I don't know why. It probably would be easier just to order these things online and save myself the trip. But the hunt is half the fun. And I finally tracked this record down, and it sounds great. I love every song on here. This is a killer classic metal album. And now it's mine, and it's blaked, and it sounds great. So Iron Maiden, Number of the Beast. Okay, when I found this album, I knew my trip to the record fair was a big success. Anything after this, the purchase of this album was a bonus. We're talking about Garbage version 2.0, and oh my god, this sounds amazing. This sounds amazing. Another album that's a huge upgrade to the CD, because I've had this on CD for a lot of years too, sounds so much better on CD. And what is great about the mix on this vinyl record is in a lot of the songs, there's all these little background noises to go with the music. It per se doesn't have anything to do with the melody. It doesn't have anything to do with the rhythm. It's just these backward sounds. You really hear it on the song Push It. There's just these cool background noises. It almost reminds me of listening to a movie soundtrack. And I know the producers and the drummer and the guitar player in this band, they're producers, and their big dream is to score a film, and which I think they can do really well, because this reminds me of a film score, because there's so much going on in the soundscape with all these background noises, and it makes it, and when you hear it on vinyl, it really brings that out, and it sounds fantastic. So huge upgrade over the CD for things I didn't quite catch on CD. Clear as day on vinyl, so really glad to have this. Garbage 2.0. Okay, A Gift from Lazarus, and it's Joni Mitchell's Don Juan's Reckless Daughter. Man, this is a good record. This is a spectacular record. I love this album. Just absolutely love it. Jaco Pastorius is the bass player on here, and there is one song on here that just features a percussion line of congas, timbales, and just miscellaneous hand percussion. And it's like a track that's like 5 to 6 minutes long, and it is a whole lot of awesome. Her singing is fantastic on here. This is just a joy to listen to. It's one of those things where you say, man, they don't make records like this anymore. Because they don't. This is just fantastic stuff, and really love this album. And that is such a cool picture of Joni Mitchell there. Well, this one, not that one. Cool picture of her. And it got me to go on YouTube and look up some more of her songs and some of her interviews just to kind of get to know the artist a little bit better. And I know she's been around since the late 60s, but I'm barely discovering her now. And hey, better late than never, because I really love this album. I really love her style. Her singing is fantastic. I remember Derek made a video praising some of her songs and her talent. This is a great album. Thanks a lot, Dwayne, for buying this for me, because I've listened to it a couple of times already and really love what I heard. And I loved it so much, I went and bought another Joni Mitchell record, which is Court and Spark. And there's a cover that she painted herself. She's into painting. She says if she wasn't a musician, she would be a painter. I think she enjoys painting more, but obviously can make more money selling records. So, and this album is just awesome to listen to. I love the music on this record. One thing that did surprise me on the very last song, which is called Twisted, in the background, I wouldn't say they're background vocals, but voices in the background, you can hear Cheech and Chong. Cheech and Chong make an appearance. One appearance on the very last track of the album called Twisted. You can hear him talking in the background. So I was really surprised to hear the voices of Cheech and Chong on a Joni Mitchell record. And this record came out in '74. And it must have been when Cheech and Chong was a huge stand-up act before they started making movies. But that surprised me. That really surprised me. I had to put the needle back. Like, did I hear what I thought I heard? Was that Cheech and Chong? Cool stuff. I love her singing. I love her style. She has a cool style. She plays piano on this album. She writes all her own tunes. I think she wrote every tune on here. She just has such a unique talent that is so fun to listen to and inspiring to listen to as well. So really love her stuff. And I'm going to go out, and next time I go out to a vinyl shop, I'm going to bring home a couple more Joni Mitchell records. I know she's been making the rounds, her records have been making the rounds in the VC, and for good reason. This is really killer stuff, and love listening to her voice and love her lyric writing. Really fantastic. Okay, I'm going to end big here. This was another gift from another VC member, Mark, Dr. Deadwax. He shipped this and many other albums to me, and I've given this a couple listens, and fantastic. FM, Black Noise. I even have his original note still on here. That's staying on there. When people send me stuff like this, I'll just keep it. So it's under the Blake sleeve. FM, Black Noise. This is a great record. It's a monster. It is the shit, like he said. The drummer on here, his name is Martin Deller. Great drummer. Just a great drummer. Playing a lot of odd time signatures, but the way he plays them, it still has a lot of life to it, a lot of balance. The one complaint I have about prog rock, when they go into these weird time signatures in 7 or 11 time, or 13 time, or whatever, something that's just a little oddball, not straight 4/4. Though, technical-wise, it's impressive because they're playing an odd signature, something that's very difficult to do. It takes a lot of concentration and focus. But in the end, even though it is impressive, it does sound kind of stiff. And that's the one thing I don't like about odd time signatures coming from prog bands is technically it's impressive, but, as a music listener, it tends to sound kind of stiff and kind of doesn't have that life to it. Well, not the case here. When they do go into odd time signatures, especially the drummer, it still has a lot of bounce, it still has a lot of energy, a lot of life, and it's enjoyable to listen to because what they layer on top of it, melody-wise, is just superb, and that's what I love about the song. The instrumental tracks on here are so impressive and so good and so epic. This is a great album, And next time I go out to the vinyl store, I'll probably look for the first album. So, really happy. Thanks again, Mark, for sending this to me. This is a killer record. And the drumming on here is so inspirational, phenomenal, that I think I've listened to it 3 or 4 times already, and I'm just blown away by it. So, really, really killer album. Okay, folks, well, that's it. Now that I'm dinged up slightly, it did give me a chance to catch up on those records and a lot of others back here. I've been listening to a lot of albums this weekend because I'm out. Since I'm dinged up here, and this is how I get around. You know, I wish my knee felt better, but at the same time, it gave me a chance to catch up on some vinyl and some of your videos, and so I can't say it's been all bad. Some of it's been quite nice. That's going to do it for King, and I'll see you when I'm feeling better in the next video. Take it easy, guys.